we found out in August 2017 that we were expecting our third child, and we were delighted and really excited. And then at our 20-week anatomy scan in our maternity hospital in Dublin, we found out that our baby wasn't going to survive after he was born. It was explained to us that we could either continue on with the pregnancy, and they said they would induce me early at 34 weeks, but they said they couldn't induce me before then because it would be illegal. So the other option was to travel to the UK to end the pregnancy. It's just such a real kind of limbo, weird feeling, like you're kind of grieving for this baby, but not only is the baby still alive, the baby's actually growing and you look pregnant. And when you look pregnant, people, ask you when you're due, and I just couldn't see myself going on like that for 14 weeks. I guess they kind of knew that I probably wouldn't get an appointment in Liverpool until after Christmas, because they had said to me that due to my gestation, they wouldn't be able to just induce labour, they'd have to inject potassium into the baby's heart first before inducing labour to start. We went down to the ultrasound room, and this time the screen, when you're having an obstetric ultrasound, there's a screen for the parents to see the pictures of the baby. This time it was turned off, and their own screen was kind of turned away, so we couldn't see the images. And then I felt the needle going in, and I could feel the baby moving. And then the baby stopped moving, and we knew the baby was dead. It was awful, those few minutes.
The honeysuckle team would have a special honeysuckle room on the ground floor of the women's hospital, which it just has it's just an absolutely, just, I don't know, words, I find it hard to put into words just how beautiful this room was. It's got a little crib in the corner. We spent about an hour just saying our goodbyes to John, taking a few more photos. And then, as the time came for us to leave to catch our flight, we said our final goodbye. Walked out of the room, and then we were in a taxi to the airport about 2 minutes later.
It was just all the more kind of surreal, the fact that we spent about 3 hours just sitting in a departure lounge of an airport, kind of crying and stuff. And I was obviously still bleeding quite heavily, so I was going in and out to the loo a lot, and it was just odd. It was just surreal, really. It was just strange. And then we were just exhausted because we'd been up the whole night, really, and we hadn't really. Had you slept at all? I hadn't slept.
No, I hadn't slept.
So I was just really looking forward to getting into my own bed.
The ceremony itself was one thing I just hadn't reckoned on again was, we were sitting there kind of waiting for John to arrive. The director came in, kind of, just came over to me and Caroline and said, well, he's out in the car, do you want to carry him in? And I don't know why, but I hadn't reckoned on this tiny white coffin. Travelling over the day of your son's funeral, you're travelling over the day before his birth. You kind of have things you're kind of worrying about are in part the logistics of travelling and all that kind of stuff. So when the moment actually comes for the funeral or the birth, it almost takes you by surprise. At least that's what I found.
And then we collected the ashes and we went to the airport. We went to board our flight, and actually when we put our hand luggage through the security, we could see our bag being taken off. The little box with the ashes looked suspicious. So they called someone else from security over, and At this stage, I wasn't even feeling it. Like, I just started to feel really angry. I didn't even feel kind of ashamed, or I don't know, say I don't care what anyone thinks or if anyone knows why we were over here. I was just like, be careful with that bag. My baby's ashes are in the bag. And they kind of, the most strangest thing about it, to be honest, was how they didn't seem taken aback at all. It was as if it kind of happens all the time.
Yeah, they were different, like apologetic.
She was like, oh,
Not
sorry.
that there was, not that just, you know.
But she didn't seem shocked when we said,
no.
there are baby's ashes. You'd imagine if someone said that in an airport, you'd be like, what? But I kind of felt like this had happened before, which I'm sure it has happened lots of times before. So then we came home, and then I took a couple more weeks off work, and then gradually, I suppose, things started to go back to normal, little by little.